Hi, this is Mike Sandoval with M.U.S.E, and we're here with the Dollyrots, Kelly and Lewis. How is everything going?
It's good. It's good.
Swell.
Right there in the middle. Wanted to go into the new album. It's a self-titled album for your fourth album. And how was it produced? I know it was a unique way of doing it this time.
Well, this time, our first 3 records were released through indie labels, and this time around we decided to ask our fans if they wanted to help us make this record. So we did a Kickstarter campaign, and it was the coolest thing we've ever done.
And how has it been so far with pre-sales and with the fans with the fans who have contributed? How has that been actually going to shows and being able to see them and greet them?
It's been great. Like, they got all their stuff early, so that was part of the deal. Like, it's like if they pledged to help make the record happen, we would send them the record like a month early or whatever. So they already
They've all
know.
been receiving them like the last couple weeks, and
Yeah.
so we get to. It's kind of nice because the record comes out September 18th, but we kind of got to like leak it out to our fans early, so we get to see their reaction and kind of, I don't know, it's been really, really neat. They send pictures of them holding them and their posters and all the cool stuff.
They're learning the songs too.
Yeah.
So that's good, because it's like our, like, I don't know, it was like our hardcore fans, right? Mm-hmm. So like they already will know all the songs in advance of the tour dates and stuff like that. So it's been good that way.
So tell us a little bit of how the band got started. From Florida.
Yep.
So how did it all get started? How did it become the Dollyrots?
Well, we were in school, and a friend of mine wanted to just start a punk band, like a dumb punk band, and
I was like, please let me be in the band. Please let me be in the band.
Yeah. So yeah, Kelly started on guitar. It was like her on rhythm guitar, me on guitar, and then we had a bassist and a drummer.
We all split the singing duties.
Yeah.
The bass player and Lewis and me.
Yeah. So that's kind of the way it started, and our bassist quit in advance of a show, so Kelly learned how to play bass in like a week or whatever.
And I learned to sing his songs.
And she learned how to sing all the songs he had been singing, and we kind of took it from there. We moved out to LA like 10 years ago. And
slightly delusional.
Yeah, kind of naive, kind of like dumb, but we believed in the idea of like moving to California and being in a band, and so it's kind of the way it happened. We just felt like if we were gonna do it, like then was the time. Yeah. You know, like we're never gonna have a chance to go and just kind of be just be a little insane and try to be in a rock band. Like you can't do that later, so it's like let's do it now.
Very cool, very cool. And let's go back with the album. As you mentioned, September 18th, the new album comes out. And what are some of the most popular songs that you've been able to see from the people who've actually starting to learn the songs? And have you seen the shows that you're like, okay, this one's going to be really good. This one, maybe.
Yeah.
So what's the fan reaction been?
It's been kind of funny.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
You know, like we can't. It's not like we did this with a label or something. We weren't writing to like have a single. You know, we weren't like there wasn't any sort of like premeditated whatever. Like so. Yeah. It's really been like difficult for us to judge like, hey, what's the best song?
Yeah.
You know?
And typically my favorite songs on the records, nobody really likes them.
Yeah. we're like the worst people to ask about what the best song is. But it seems like people are gravitating towards like
Hyperactive is the first single. The video came out today.
People like Hyper, people like Satellite, people like Starting Over Again. You know, and those tend to be kind of like the more like grungy ones. So I get that.
There's a pretty funny, strange one that we did sort of as an experiment called South of the Border, and people keep saying that they like that one, and it's like the weirdest to us, like the weirdest one on the record. So it's kind of neat that they like it.
It's just like a poppy.
I thought that people would be like, bleh, but instead. People seem to like it, although they're embarrassed to like it.
We did that one as like, well, we need like a really like, I don't know, we wanted to create that mood.
Well, the album's telling a story, so there is that moment where we needed that kind of song. So we're like, well, let's just do it.
It's like the Off in Dreamland song, you know? And so, but people seem to like that one, even though there was a time when we didn't even know if that one would be on the record.
Yeah, we were like, I don't know if we should put this on.
Watch, that'll be the hit, and then we have to play that one like 30,000 times. But yeah.
Doesn't it always work out that way though? But the songs that you really don't think are going to be the hits are the ones that actually wind up becoming fan
Popular.
favorites,
Funny,
popular, and then
Yeah.
just go like wildfire.
Yeah, and we try to be fair about that too. Like, I mean, we can learn to love them too. Like,
Yeah.
there are songs in the set that, like, we maybe initially they weren't our favorites, but they've just evolved to be ones that people love live.
Yeah.
So we'll play them and we'll get into
We will
them.
not disappoint our fans.
No way, dude. Like, we're doing that.
If you're
we're-
gonna come to a show, we'll play your songs.
We're doing it for them. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
surprising sometimes. It'll be like somebody will pick out this like B-side from like 8 years ago and, you know, ask us to play it at a show, and I'm like, wow, you even know that song exists? Like,
But that really shows a lot to what the band has become, is the fact that when your fans are listening to B-side records and loving the B-sides, and not just what's out the popular titles and everything, it really says a
Yeah.
lot to what the band has become.
Yeah, it's pretty cool for us when that
Yeah.
happens. It's like,
Cool.
ooh.
well, even like we can
Digging.
look back on some of those like old demos and, you know, just weird things, and like, you know, they're like they've got their own charm. You know, they're not like produced.
Yeah,
You
which
know?
makes me really like them because they're so like honest and vulnerable and
It's probably honestly going to be the way we do the next record. Like, this
Yeah.
is like the big produced record, and then the next one will just probably be totally stripped down and like, you know, basic. But every record should be its own thing, you know? Like, it's important that every album be different. So we really wanted this one to be its own thing. Not just like Because I'm Awesome Part 2 or
yeah.
Eat My Heart Out Part 4 or whatever.
So with Hyperactive, first single off of the new album, what was is there a story behind it when you're writing it? What's
We were right there.
Yeah, that song is just it's supposed to just be about exuberance. It's kind of the party song, you know? Like, it's the wild song. It's the song that like we just thought about, like, you know, the way that you feel when you're like 15 and your like parents went out of town and you
Or
throw
on
a party.
tour.
Or on tour every night.
It's just about doing the things in life that excite you and make you feel good and trying not to regret it. You know, I mean, the pre-chorus is, you know, I'll feel it in the morning. And, you know, it's about doing things and pushing yourself. And, you know,
It's about being
you've only got
primal.
one life to live, so do what makes you feel
YOLO.
good. As long is that what that means?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I didn't even know that one.
Whoa.
It's terrible.
But also with the new album, you did put on a hidden track on there.
Yeah.
Because I'm Awesome, you redid it and re-released it again. What was the story behind that, re-releasing the song again?
Well, we feel like we've been playing that song live for so long that it really deviated from, you know, like our live version is pretty different from the way we recorded it. Because when we recorded it in the studio, we initially recorded that song with a whole different set of lyrics. And then on the way home, Lewis was like, no, no, no. So driving home from the studio one night, he was like, Because I'm Awesome became Because I'm Awesome. And then, you know, we went in the next morning and I sang it, and I didn't really like know it yet. And so this time around, I was like, I want to sing it the way like it is now. I want to say the words the way that I sing them. And so it was just kind of a fun thing to do.
We also felt like this new album is kind of it's kind of just a new phase for our band, you know? Like, we just decided, all right, well, it's gonna be me and Kelly, and then we will have like a drummer with us, as you know, like to help us like make the live show happen.
Yeah.
But it's like the first record where we're like, all right, well, we put this record together, like this is like our
Like
thing.
Lewis and the producer
We're-
played the drums on the record.
Like, we're taking responsibility for it, you know, just the two of us. And so we know that there's going to be like new people that will find our band, you know, because of the way this album sounds and because of whatever. Like, it'll be a different audience, and we want them to know that there was like music that was happening before this album too.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe like draw people to like the old stuff.
Draw them to that record, you know.
You know, like, it's important to like listen to like a band's catalog, and you know, like, if you're really into them, like, get where they're coming from. So
Then with social media, you have really done a lot with social media, where a lot of bands also have been doing and really increasing their outreach towards their fans that way. But you do it in a unique way in the fact that you're able to really communicate with your fans, which is something very unique in the industry nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, you see them, they do the Twitters and the Facebooks, but it's not like they're really interacting and they have somebody behind the other side interacting with them. I mean, you personally will reach out to them, which is something different. How has that been for the band?
I think it's just naturally the way we are as a band. I mean, at shows we go out of our way to like meet everybody who wants to meet us. We know our fans. You know, if we can't meet someone at a show, I hope that, you know, we get to like meet them and hang out online. You know, so it's just as important to us as the rest of it. You know, just being able to communicate with them and be honest and have it actually be us. Like, that's really important to us, even when it's really hard to do on tour or, you know, really busy in the studio. Like, it's still really important that we have that connection with them.
Yeah, we just kind of have decided to just break down all those barriers.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, yeah, if you have like a label doing your social media, or if you have like a marketing company doing your social media or whatever, then okay, maybe you're not going to see the message. But like, we just, you know, we feel like it's our responsibility to like take ownership of it and like let people know that like, yeah, you're talking to us. Like, this is our thing, and if you like if you love it, you can tell us directly. Like, if you don't like it, like, tell us directly. You know, it's like it's not like in the past where maybe there was like a mystique around like musicians or whatever. Like, the world's not like that anymore. So
people still are pretty respectful of our private life too. Like, I don't know. So it's cool. Like, people are just cool. So why not interact with them?
Yeah.
That's cool. So with you learned how to play guitar at what age?
I started playing when I was 14, so yeah.
I begged Lewis to teach me to play when we were 16.
Yeah, we started kind of late.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but and then we took some time off, like when we went to school. Like, I didn't touch my guitar for like 3 years, you know. So, but I think that it's just something that once you start playing music, you will do it the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's just, there's something amazing about it.
Thank you very much for meeting with us. Really appreciate it. And if you want to see the Dollyrots, they're going to be playing this Thursday at the Viper Room. You can find out how to get tickets at who'syourmuse.com. Their new album comes out September 18th, the Dollyrots. You got to get this. This is actually one of the best local bands, and you got to support local music. So if you, like I said, if you want to follow great local music like the Dollyrots and others, please look us up at who'syourmuse.com. Thank you very much.